If you wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning to use the bathroom, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times, and you've just accepted it as part of getting older, I need you to stop and watch this entire video. Because what I'm about to tell you contradicts almost everything your doctor has probably said about this problem. Here's the number that should concern you. According to the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, 68% of American adults are deficient in magnesium. And in adults over 50, that number climbs even higher. Now here's what almost no one in mainstream medicine connects. That same magnesium deficiency is one of the primary drivers of why you're waking up in the middle of the night to urinate. Not your prostate, not your age, not how much water you drank before bed. A mineral deficiency. Today we're going to go through exactly why this happens, the science behind it, the 3 root causes most doctors completely miss, and a specific 4-step protocol you can start tonight. No prescriptions, no procedures, just the biology your body actually needs. Let's start with what mainstream medicine gets wrong about nocturia, which is the clinical term for waking up at night to urinate. The standard advice you get from most doctors follows a simple script. Drink less water in the evening. Don't have anything to drink after 6 or 7 p.m. And if you're a man over 60, they'll likely mention your prostate. If you're a woman, they'll mention bladder weakness. The solution offered is usually a prescription medication, or, in more serious cases, a procedure. Here's the problem with that approach. It treats the symptom, nighttime urination, without addressing the underlying mechanism. And when you treat only the symptom, you get partial results at best, and you continue to lose sleep night after night. What researchers have been discovering over the past decade is that nocturia in otherwise healthy adults is frequently driven by a breakdown in a system called nocturnal urine concentration. Let me explain what that means and why it matters. Your kidneys have a 24-hour cycle. During the day, they filter blood and produce relatively dilute urine, meaning you urinate more frequently in smaller amounts while you're active. During the night, healthy kidneys are supposed to shift into a conservation mode. They concentrate urine, producing less of it, so your sleep isn't interrupted. The hormone that controls this shift is called ADH, antidiuretic hormone, also known as vasopressin. When ADH is released properly at night, your kidneys hold onto water instead of excreting it, and you sleep through. When that system breaks down, your kidneys keep producing urine at their daytime rate even while you're asleep. The result is that your bladder fills up and wakes you. The question no one is asking is, what causes the ADH system to break down in the first place? 3 things, and all 3 are correctable. Root cause number 1, magnesium deficiency. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the human body. One of the ones that rarely gets discussed is its role in hypothalamic signaling, the part of the brain that releases ADH. A 2020 study published in the International Journal of Urology found that patients with clinically diagnosed nocturia had significantly lower serum magnesium levels compared to controls. The researchers concluded that magnesium deficiency may impair the normal nocturnal secretion of ADH. Think of it this way. Magnesium is like the electrical wire that connects the switch to the light. If the wire is frayed, the light flickers even when you flip the switch. Your brain is trying to send the signal to concentrate urine at night, but without adequate magnesium, the signal doesn't transmit properly. And here's the compounding problem. The foods highest in magnesium, dark leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, black beans, almonds, are not foods most Americans over 50 eat in meaningful quantities, and several common medications prescribed to older adults, including diuretics, proton pump inhibitors, and certain diabetes medications, actively deplete magnesium from the body. So the medication you're taking for one problem may be worsening another. Root cause number 2, potassium and sodium imbalance, and what happens when you sit all day. Here's something that surprises most people. One of the biggest drivers of nighttime urination isn't how much fluid you drink in the evening. It's where that fluid is in your body when you lie down. When you sit for extended periods, at a desk, in a car, on a couch, fluid gradually accumulates in your lower legs, Your circulatory system isn't moving it efficiently. By the end of the day, you can have a significant volume of excess fluid pooled in your ankles and lower legs. The moment you lie down and your legs are level with your heart, that fluid gets mobilized back into your central circulation. Your kidneys then see a sudden increase in blood volume, and they do their job. They filter it out, which means it ends up in your bladder. Between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. The mineral connection here is potassium and sodium balance. When potassium levels are low relative to sodium, your body retains more fluid and sodium in the tissues, making that leg swelling problem significantly worse. A diet high in processed foods, which are loaded with sodium and stripped of potassium, sets this trap every single day. A 2019 review in the journal Nutrients found that increasing dietary potassium was associated with reduced nocturia severity in adults over 60. The mechanism was exactly what I described. Better fluid distribution during the day, less overnight redistribution to the kidneys. Root cause number 3. Cortisol dysregulation and the adrenal connection. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone, but most people don't know it also plays a direct role in fluid regulation. Specifically, high cortisol stimulates the production of aldosterone, a hormone that causes your kidneys to retain sodium and excrete potassium. When aldosterone is chronically elevated, you hold more fluid in general, your body's mineral balance is thrown off, and your nighttime urine concentration becomes unreliable. Chronic stress, even the low-grade background stress that most adults live with, keeps cortisol elevated in the evening hours, exactly when it should be declining. Cortisol is supposed to drop sharply as you move towards sleep, allowing melatonin and ADH to rise. When it doesn't drop, the entire nocturnal hormone sequence gets disrupted. 2 B vitamins, B5 and B6, are essential cofactors in adrenal function. B5 supports cortisol synthesis at appropriate levels and helps prevent runaway production. B6 is required for the production of GABA, the calming neurotransmitter that signals the adrenals to stand down at night. Deficiencies in both are extremely common in adults over 50, particularly in people who drink alcohol regularly or who take oral contraceptives or hormone replacement therapy. This is the cortisol mineral feedback loop that almost no doctor is talking about in the context of nocturia. But it's real, it's well documented in the literature, and it's fixable. Now let's talk about the protocol. 4 steps: specific, sequenced, and based on what the research actually shows. Step 1. 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, taken 1 hour before bed. The form matters enormously here. Magnesium oxide, the most common form you'll find in cheap supplements, has an absorption rate of around 4%. You're essentially passing most of it through without absorbing it. Magnesium glycinate has an absorption rate of 80% or higher because the magnesium is bound to the amino acid glycine, which helps it cross the intestinal wall. Glycine itself also has calming properties that support sleep quality. This is not a marketing distinction. It's a biochemistry distinction. Start at 200 milligrams for the first 3 nights and move up to 400 milligrams by night 4. Some people experience loose stools when they start magnesium supplementation. This is dose-dependent and usually resolves within a week as your gut adjusts. Step 2. Potassium-rich foods in the afternoon, not the evening. The goal here is to shift your potassium intake earlier in the day so your body has time to use it for fluid regulation before your evening sitting phase begins. A practical target: 1 banana plus half a cup of cooked spinach at lunch provides roughly 800 milligrams of potassium. Add a quarter cup of pumpkin seeds and you're getting magnesium at the same time. You are not trying to take a potassium supplement here. High-dose potassium supplements require medical supervision because excess potassium can affect heart rhythm. Get it from food. Drink the majority of your daily fluid intake before 3 p.m. Not because drinking in the evening is inherently problematic, but because front-loading gives your kidneys more time to process and excrete fluid while you're awake and mobile. If you feel thirsty in the evening, small sips are fine. But your large glasses of water, your herbal teas, your sparkling water, move all of that to the morning and early afternoon. One thing most people don't account for: herbal teas in the evening are still fluid. Many people cut back on water after dinner, but continue drinking chamomile or peppermint tea without realizing they're adding significant volume late in the day. All liquids count. This is the most underrated intervention in this entire protocol. 15 minutes before bed, lie on your back on the floor or on your bed and rest your legs up against the wall at a 90-degree angle. Your legs are elevated, your heels are on the wall, and you hold this position for 10 to 15 minutes. What this does is use gravity to drain the accumulated fluid from your lower legs back into your central circulation before you go to sleep. Your kidneys then process that fluid while you're still awake, or in the very early stages of sleep, rather than at 2 or 3 in the morning. Multiple studies on leg elevation in patients with peripheral edema have documented significant reductions in nocturnal urination frequency using this exact approach. It costs nothing, it requires no equipment. It takes 15 minutes. And for a meaningful percentage of people dealing with nocturia, it produces a noticeable difference within the first 2 to 3 nights. Now, let's talk about the 3 mistakes that keep people stuck, even when they're trying to address this problem. Mistake number 1, using the wrong form of magnesium. We covered this, but it's worth repeating because magnesium oxide is so widespread. If your supplement label says magnesium oxide, you are spending money and getting very little benefit. Look for glycinate, malate, or threonate. Mistake number 2, stopping fluids too early and then feeling dehydrated all evening. Some people here don't drink after 7 p.m. and take it to an extreme. They stop drinking at 4 p.m. and spend the evening feeling parched. This creates its own cortisol spike because dehydration is a physiological stressor. Drink normally during the day. Front load, don't eliminate. Mistake number 3, assuming this is a prostate problem or a bladder problem and waiting for a medical solution. If you've had a full urological workup and nothing structural was found, the approach we covered today is almost certainly the right next step. Most doctors don't have 20 minutes to walk through mineral biochemistry and fluid dynamics with every patient. That's not a criticism. It's just the reality of how medicine is practiced. This is the gap that information like this is meant to fill. Here is your action plan. 4 steps. Starting tonight. Number 1. Tonight, 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, 1 hour before bed. If you're new to magnesium, start at 200 and work up over 4 days. Number 2. This week, move your largest fluid intake to the morning, before noon if possible. Keep evenings to small sips only. Number 3. Add a potassium-rich food to your lunch. Banana, avocado, cooked spinach, white beans. Pick one and rotate through them. Number 4. Try the leg drain tonight. 10 to 15 minutes against the wall before bed. Set a timer. Do it consistently for 7 nights before you evaluate whether it's working. Your sleep is not negotiable. Broken sleep over months and years has documented downstream effects on blood pressure, blood sugar regulation, immune function, and cognitive health. Getting to the root of why you're waking up at night is not a minor quality of life issue. It is a foundational health issue. If this video gave you something new to think about, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We cover the health topics that don't fit in a 10-minute doctor's appointment, and visit healthhustleacademy.com. We've put together the exact supplement stack and lifestyle tools we talk about in our videos, all in one place. Links are in the description below. Take care of your body. Nobody else is going to do it for you.